Hello weirdos, welcome back to my channel. My name is EmmaAbe. I talk about books and stuff because I'm fucking nerd. Today I'm very excited. I'm going to talk about my TBR for the Black Lit Challenge. I just found out about this year and I thought it looked like it would be fun and like a very accessible way for me to involve some of my book tastes into reading for Black History Month, because that is February. A lot of the other readathons that I was looking at joining were very genre specific. The Black Lit Challenge, this is I think the second year, I'm not sure, but it is hosted by the Artisan Geek. I really like her channel. Her channel is really awesome. I've been watching it for some time now, and I just stumbled upon it and I was like, ooh, this looks fun. So the goal is to earn 4 points. So you get a point per country that you have a book that's set in, and you get a point if it's nonfiction, you get a point if it's a play, a point if it's poetry, if it's a classic, if it was written by a disabled author or the author is in the LGBTQ spectrum, or if it is translated. I have 4 books that I've chosen. Another thing that I'm trying to do with all of my readathons this year is to try and conform them to the books that I have on my bookshelves, with the exception of a few books that I have to read for reading all the books that won the Goodreads awards, and also all the books that I have to read for the BookTube prize. Any of those books are also open, so otherwise these are all books that I own. So the first book I chose is The Song of Solomon by Toni Morrison. Years ago I read Love It and I fell in love with it, and I picked up Song of Solomon and I haven't read it yet, and I don't know too much about it other than it is a coming of age story, which is very exciting, and there's something to do with flying. It says milkman was born shortly after the neighborhood crazy person jumped off a roof trying to fly and died, and so it says that he's going to try and fly his entire life. So I don't know what to expect in this book, but I am very, very excited, and it's Toni Morrison. I just love the way she writes. This is set in America, so I get 1 point for that, and it's also a classic because it's Toni Morrison, and I consider Toni Morrison writings classics. They're more modern classics, but they're still classics. If you disagree with me, you can suck it. So that's 2 points from this book. The next book I'm doing is a book that is stamped, and that is by Jason Reynolds and Ibram X. Kendi. This book won the Goodreads Choice Awards for nonfiction, so that's why I was already planning on reading it. So I was like, this is a perfect time to read it. And I don't know much about this one. I know it's going to talk a lot about race, obviously, but I think it's going to take the view of why we got here and why we're here and why we all have the points of views that we have. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I really like Ibram X. Kendi ever since I read his How to Be an Anti-Racist. So I really liked his How to Be an Anti-Racist, and I want to read more from him. So I'm really excited that there's a couple books that won the Goodreads Choice Awards that are all written by him. So that's super exciting. All right, so that one, it's also set in America, so I don't get any additional points there. But it's nonfiction, so I get another point, so I'm at 3 points. This next book is Going Down the Jericho Road, The Memphis Strike, Martin Luther King's Last Campaign by Michael K. Honey. So I picked this up a while ago, and I haven't read it yet because I've honestly been intimidated by the size. It's 500 words, and it doesn't... 500 words, oh my god. 500 pages, and it doesn't have an audiobook. So when I was looking through books on my shelves to choose, I decided that I was going to go with this one versus one of the other ones of my nonfiction books. So I decided to go with this one because this is bigger. I also think it's more poignant and, towards everything that's been going on right now, because it does talk about MLK. Obviously, that's his face on the front cover. It's just going to be very interesting to read a book about protests and how to get rights for people and the tactics that MLK used, and see how I can incorporate that into activism now. That is this one. This one I don't get any more points because it's all set in America, but it is also nonfiction. So there you go. I'm at 4 points right there. The last one I chose for this is Native Son by Richard Right. This is about a African-American man in like Chicago. So he gets accused of rape and murder and goes to jail. And so I think it's going to be a story about him. It says that it's just going to be him like caught in a downward spiral. So I think it's going to be very depressing and not really fun and uplifting to read, but that's okay. It's also set in the 30s. I just don't know what to expect from this one. But this one I would also consider a classic. So there's another point right there. And yeah, no additional points because they're all set in America. Yeah, I kind of was bad in terms of like diversifying which books I read that I planning to read, that because they're all set in America. But you know what? That's okay. This is my list of my books that I want to read. So I'm trying to read mostly books I own. So, because I'm trying to read through my library. It's okay. I'm very excited for February. Oh my god, I can't think. I'm very tired. So I'm gonna let you guys go here. I'm trying to finish a book today, so I want to continue reading that. That one's also not happy. All right, bye. Thank you for watching. Do all the things. Like, share, comment, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. You know.